Hey, this is Edna White. I'm so glad you're with me today. Today, I want to talk about something that is really important that we often say, but we don't really talk about. So it's about getting out of your trauma, getting out of your way. You know how we say we're getting out of our own way, learn to get out of our own way? Today, we're going to talk about learning to get out of our own trauma and some of the habits that we formed let us stay or keep us at bay in these particular areas. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the trauma zone. It's the place where we get stuck because of past experiences, letdowns, some fears and emotions that keep us in a cycle of inaction, worry, and unhappiness. We're always worrying about things, we're always putting them before enjoyment, laughter, and love. We always do that. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful steps to help you break free from this and start living a more empowered life. Now, many of us live with a deep sense of complacency. We have a home, we stay at home, we sit at home, we love home, we sit there, nothing to do, we don't venture out, we don't do anything extra because we don't know anything extra, so we don't venture out to learn anything, right? This is how life is. Nothing ever going to change. We don't do anything extra because we're stuck in this position or we got this going on. So we're not going to venture out. We're not going to smile. We're not going to step out even outside the house because of this mindset. We begin to accept our circumstances, no matter how negative they may be. Going to the doctors all the time. That's excitement for me. I don't know. We hold on to our fears, procrastination on important things that we said we're going to do. Just like maybe we said we're going to start saving. We wait for the opportunity for that savings to jump out of the sky and grab us, save that money. Instead of taking the initiative, maybe I'll save $1 or $3 this week and put it in savings. A little savings is better than no savings, but at least you're starting. Procrastination. I know for myself, I've had procrastination about paying bills. So I would have the money, but now wait a couple of days. But I had to get out of that. Hey, if it's due this day, why make myself even more miserable if I have the time available to do it? Because I was set in my ways or set in my trauma that I saw and I learned and I created habit. So of course you have to break those things. How do you break those things? Well, becoming aware. What do you think? Becoming aware of what's really having you trapped. In your anger, in your depression, in your fear, worry about your future, the procrastination, becoming aware. See, these emotions can keep us from moving forward and taking action. We need to understand that living in the trauma zone is like being on a treadmill. It feels like we're running, but not getting anywhere. If you can relate to this, know that you're not alone. But the good news, you don't have to stay stuck. Riding that treadmill and always saying, God, it's got to get better. Oh man, this has got to get better. And not doing anything about it is the big stuck. Okay, it's the big stuck on the chewing gum. So here's some steps to begin to do this. Step 1, acknowledge and validate your feelings. The first step is to get out of the trauma zone is acknowledge and validate your emotions. A lot of times we, women, men, children, we don't acknowledge our emotions. We think that we have to push them down and put them away because they're not important. Well, I hate to tell you, if God didn't want you to have them and your body didn't want you to have them, they wouldn't be there. We often think that being afraid, angry, or sad makes us weak or we're a failure. But that's not true. Feelings are valid, and they're your mind's way of processing what has happened to you and what you're afraid of. See, when you stuff things down on what has happened to you, all you do is stuff it down, and it comes out in inopportune times that you don't want it to happen. Or when you're afraid and you hold it down, when you're not afraid, it comes out in bursts of tears, expressing things at the wrong time. That's what it comes out to. So take a moment. right now and pause. Think about what emotions have been holding you back. Feel it wherever it is. Name it. Even get a pen and write it down. Say it out loud. I'm afraid of failing because I don't want to let anybody down. I'm worried about the future because I don't see a present. I'm not happy in the present moment. Name it. Say what it is. Just acknowledging these feelings and accepting that they're there is a huge step. It's not about dwelling on them, but recognizing them so you can begin to release them. Number 2, identify and challenge limiting beliefs. Most of the time when we have these emotions, we hold on to them is because we're limited in our belief systems, right? So step 2 is identifying and challenging those beliefs. Is it true, what I think, what I believe, what I'm holding on to? Is it true? Probably not. When you think in your trauma zone, what stories are you telling yourself? This is the way it's going to be. This is good it's going to get. Things will never work out for me. What are you telling yourself? What are you speaking over your life? What are you speaking into your life? What are you doing? Write that down and don't say it anymore. Try to retrain yourself about thinking these things. When they come up, shut them down. What I do for myself is when I start thinking negatively or worrying, I say, stop it right now, Edna. Stop it right now. Stop it. And it stops, right? Challenge these beliefs by asking yourself, is this belief actually true? Probably not. Every day above ground is a different step. You don't have to be in the ordinary state and just keep doing same monotonous things over and over again and not being happy. And then everybody around, you're telling them something blue, something, bad, something mundane. But when someone's talking about something, maybe that's wholesome, maybe, listen, hey, I experienced something today that enlightened me, but you can't get it because you're over there commiserating about your miserable life that you've kind of created, not them. And you see how we spill over on other people? Then we start dumping our stuff on other people. Oh, I did this and I really wasn't happy and this is what happened. And it's like playing checkers. You hear the same story, da da da. It's like good. You start to sound like the Peanuts adults. Womp, 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 womp. Nothing exciting going on because guess what? You're not creating it for yourself. So challenge yourself. Remind yourself of the times that you face fear and you succeeded. See, the problem is a lot of the times is we don't celebrate when we do something that's magnanimous. We just keep going right over it. And we don't even recognize it. We don't celebrate. And then when we see other people celebrating, we get all jealous and we get all upset. It's the truth. Say it. Because we didn't stop and celebrate doesn't mean that someone else doesn't have to stop and celebrate. But we need to start doing that. Celebrate the small steps. If you today, for the first time, you wrote in your journal, yeah, have a cup of coffee with a whipped cream on top, if that's what you like. Celebrate it in a special way. Celebrate it like jump and shout. What does that do? It raises your vibrations. Don't you know that? This shift can help you change your perspective and help you see that you are stronger than you think. Start replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones, such as I am capable of learning and growing, or I have overcome challenges before and I can do it again. Simple as that. Number 3, take small intentional actions. Everything that you ask for or you want or you desire takes action. It doesn't just fall out of the sky, right? If you want to do something that's great, if you want to take a step somewhere, you can start anywhere. If you don't, if there's a way to do it, it can be done. But you got to start thinking. You got to start using your critical thinking and start speaking those things as though they are right in the moment. We don't feel that way sometimes because we are in our trauma zone. This third step is getting us out of that trauma zone, and it's taking small, intentional actions. This is where we move from thinking to doing. This is where we move from talking to action. It's so easy to feel stuck and overwhelmed, which leads to procrastination. But action breeds momentum. When you start doing something on a daily basis, continuity, continuously, you start to and you stay in that mode. You learn a habit. The habit is to get posting every day. If that's the case, okay. If you're going to do something with your business, or you're working on something with your artistry, or you're working with your poetry or your writings, it should be done consistently every month without fail. Start by choosing one small thing that feels manageable. Maybe it's setting aside 5 minutes to meditate, journaling your thoughts, or making a phone call you've been avoiding. I'm so proud of myself. The other day, I made 44 phone calls just to get me started in the direction for 2025 to have book signings and workshops. 44 calls. I didn't get 44 calls back, but I got 20 something back. But that's still, you have to stick with it. You have to push yourself to do it. And you know what? I dread talking to people all the time because I'm always talking, but I dreaded getting on the phone and just doing it, and I would break it up. But this day I didn't. I did all 44 in an hour and a half and got the information I needed and submitted all the information I needed in an hour and a half. Designating time to do the things that's going to put you in a better position tomorrow is always worth the energy. Small steps that can propel you forward. Remind yourself, I don't need to take big steps. I just need to keep moving. When we stop moving, we stop action. We don't celebrate the small things, and we stop counting. Every step counts. So, wrapping it all up, so to recap, getting out of the trauma zone starts with acknowledging and validating your feelings, identifying and challenging your limiting beliefs, and taking small intentional actions to build momentum. I know it's not easy. Growth never is. Sometimes what you hear, that you're getting direction, that even hurts because you think you know it all, but you don't. But remember, you're stronger than you realize. When you start practicing these steps consistently, you'll begin to feel more confident and empowered to create the life you want. See, we have the ability to create the life we want. So if we want to be average at home, doing nothing, and then being miserable, worried about everything, and not going out, not getting no sun, because sun, no matter how cold it is good for the body. It actually puts you in a better mood. I believe so. But anyway, you can create the life you want. If this message resonates with you, share it with somebody who might need to hear it. And if you'd like, comment below. Let me know which steps you'll be trying first. And let's start a journey together. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, you are more powerful than your trauma zone. If you want to really be empowered, this is if you really want to be empowered, I created another group. Just ask me for this group and you'll be so excited because it covers 5 pillars of your life. 5 pillars of your life that I have special speakers, special guests that are going to come in and tell you the things you need for the 5 areas of your life to self-development, personal development, and business development. Hope you'll be there. Talk to you real soon. Bye for now.